Hello everyone, Mehak this side. I have come again. I have stopped creating videos in between. I was being inconsistent, but now I have again started producing my own YouTube videos. The storyline would be the same. Purpose behind creation of these video is to help as many people as I can from the findings and the lesson I have learned in my life, whether it is from the real life scenario or from the book I have read. The book I have read earlier and I'm rereading it again. So the name of this book is Don't Believe Everything You Think. The author is Joseph Nguyen. So I really loved this book. I felt that this is the only book any human being need to end his suffering. You guys decide how this book is beneficial because I want to share few of the findings. So let me start reading this. So the first thing which I read and which has blown my mind, and it is written on literally the first page of the book, says that we experience a negative event in our life. There are two arrows which fly our way. Being physically struck by an arrow is painful. Being struck by a second, which is emotional arrow, is even more painful, which is suffering. So this is all we know, that in life we can experience any kind of suffering at any time. But it says that in life we can't always control the first arrow, which is like fair enough that there can be any tragedy or any life suffering can come our way, which we have no control over, and that we all agree onto it. But then it says that the second arrow, which is our reaction to the first one, the second arrow is optional. And it just blows my mind every time when I read this statement. Why? Because when we can tell anybody that you have control on something, which means that you can change that. And the second arrow is the reaction arrow, the reaction to the suffering. So let's say if any suffering has come your way, and you, of course, that pain is immense. When you suffer in your life, you go through a very painful phase. That is the first part of a suffering. The second one is when you emotionally react to it, that why this thing has happened to me only, why I have suffered for so many years and I could have changed it, or why God is testing me again and again. You can change your perspective or your reaction toward that suffering by looking it from a different angle. And when you know that you have a control over your suffering, which is your thinking, I think it's very, very profound. When I got to know that the second arrow, which is the thinking arrow, the suffering we are causing to ourselves, is optional, it just blows my mind. Because if I have control over anything, I will do my best to change that situation. And I think so do everyone should. So, thinking is causing us suffering rather than an actual event. And if we can skip the second part, which is by not keep on thinking again and again. So I personally feel that if we can change our perspective towards any particular situation, we probably can help ourselves more. If anything has happened in our life, if we change our perspective towards it, it will help us to move forward and we will unblock ourselves. Let me go ahead and read the second chapter, which is the root cause of all suffering. So, what it says that the meaning we give an event is what determines how we ultimately feel about it. And that meaning is the filter through which we see life. And the most profound thing which I have read over here is it says that reality is that the event happened with no meaning, thinking, or interpretation of it. So it says that the reality does not have any meaning. It has no meaning. It has no thinking. It has no interpretations. It is only on us how we see that situation. How? So let's take an example. Let's say you were supposed to go out with your friend and your friend has cancelled on you at very last minute. you can assign various meaning to this one particular situation. So let's say scenario one, you will say that, oh my God, like this person has cancelled me very last minute. I am now very, very frustrated with this decision of mine that I have asked this friend to go out finally to this really good cafe, and he or she has cancelled on me. So you start thinking negatively that it's not a good thing. And I think getting frustrated over these things are perfectly fine. But then it is very important what kind of meaning you are assigning to that particular situation. So the scenario could be that friend of yours might be busy with something really important, or he or she is not able to share what is happening in her life, and she has to cancel it out by not giving you proper explanation. So in our mind we are assigning different scenario. Maybe that friend doesn't like me, she's not respecting me, she's not valuing me, that there is something wrong with me. So I think this all meaning or filter which we are giving at the moment is not really helpful, not at all for you and your relationships. In the second scenario, you might also think like, okay, so she has cancelled at the last minute. It's perfectly fine. I am in control of my life. Uh, I can make best use of my time. And I have confidence in myself. So I have no issue going alone and having a sip of coffee in a cafe. I'll still lead my day the way I have thought. I will go out, I will have a coffee, and I will have the best time of my life. So, what you did, rather overthinking about the situation and assigning negative meaning to it, you have taken charge of your life, and then you have taken one step ahead. You have taken control of your life and lead your life with an example which is not thinking about the negative scenarios, but you helped yourself and your relationship as well. So next time should again make a plan with that friend, but of course you should have the conversation that the last time this and this thing has happened, and I would expect that we should communicate more. And then even if something is bothering you, I would respect if you don't want to share, but if you would share it to me, it would be really, really helpful for our relationship. And I think this is the best possible way. So identifying that the filter, the meaning which we assigning to any event is on us, and that particularly changes the way you see reality, because the reality have no meaning whatsoever. It's how we think, how we assign meaning to a particular situation, that would decide how we gonna feel. So I think these lessons are really, really profound. This was all I want to share in this particular video. But of course, coming forward, I'm gonna bring more teaching from this particular book, because this is one of the best book I have found. This is the only book I feel any human being needed to end their suffering. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.